Okay, so this is Blood Moon, and we've been following this news story. Hey, hold on. I'm, okay. As soon as I'm done, so we're following this news story, and really since the Bethlehem Star in 2015, we were following this because, for the obvious reasons, the story is the Bible prophecy. I want to share with you guys how difficult it is to share these topics because as of today, I had to kind of lay low for a while. I want to share with you because there's some things that have gone on in my family, and for a while, it was myself that went on. We were doing this. I was concerned, so I tracked back to the Brains, Missouri, and I came back up here, and there's several concerns I had because I came home and I realized there was a lot of problems at home that I wasn't aware of. And as you know, like, this is a really important topic. One of them, of course, naturally, is that when you follow Bible prophecies, a lot of conflict. You ran into a lot of those type of things, and I think a lot of the concerns that a lot of families have are like, where am I at with my salvation? And that was kind of my concern because I knew that I wasn't really living for the Lord. I was really kind of living, surviving from one bad experience to another. And that got me to thinking about where we're at in our lives personally. So I don't really feel like I'm really in a position to be telling anybody about news or anything like that. But I do know, and I accept responsibility because there's a lot of things in my personal life that got in the way of me doing what I need to do. And when the Lord puts a calling on our lives, I know that sometimes it gives us time to really sit down and be humbled before the Lord. And what's really humbling in all this is that I know that I have family that have been in crisis and had difficulties at home. And recently my sister lost her baby. And when the Lord gives us a vision, He wants us to share our vision. And sometimes the prophecy can go either way. It could be a really bad thing, it could be a bad story, it could be a good story. But the good news of Jesus Christ is when we ask for forgiveness and we come to accept the Lord, He does a mighty work in our lives. Because I really believe that even while there might be some troubles in our life and personal things that maybe we even brought on ourselves, the Lord is good and He reveals His goodness and really in others, and oftentimes He just reveals Himself. And I really believe one of the prophecies, of course, is the wedding feast of the Lamb. And I just feel that this is just my sense. I'm not saying this is true or not. Just my sixth sense tells me that when there's difficulties at home or struggles, sometimes like your career and all these other things become secondary, and that's when I came to the realization that like we all kind of stumbled in this, and the Lord said in the Word that do not be a stumbling block for those who are trying to walk it out in faith. And that's kind of the conflict some of us have encountered. I remember deliberately, not really like purposely, but deliberately, like putting other things in front of the Lord. Like all these other things become important, and then the Lord puts things in your path, and it's like putting the brakes on some things. So to me, sharing a witness of Jesus Christ means I have to start with what my relationship with the Lord, and that's why I'm taking time to really sit back and really pray with the Lord. Pray about it and work these things out in me. It's really difficult when I think about what our struggles have been. Some of us who have medical concerns and have problems at home or financial things, and it's good to get honest and just get things right with the Lord again. So I trust the Lord because I know there are times I think, I don't know how I got home that night or how I got out of this situation without praying. And that's the kind of time I think that all of us, it's a moment of truth. And when you see that big blue moon or that big super moon like tonight, there's so many indications, like, it's like, okay, the Lord has spoken. The Lord has spoken, and we're listening. And there are other areas of our life that were impacted personally that I don't even know where to begin with that. But I just thank God that we're starting to get it, because seeing our family, or seeing family struggle, or seeing family go hungry, or need food, or clothes, or necessities, that becomes the priority. And not making money is really hard. I mean, no one says that going into radio news is going to be an easy endeavor. I had no idea. I started out working in the background, and then working on voiceover stuff, and tonight I heard something that really, really stuck with me. It's like, I work on voiceover, I do music, I've worked on a variety of things. I'm not really that great at it. I'm working at it. And the funny part is that when an atheist tells you that it sounds like I'm making love, I'm like, wow, this Moonlight Lounge is actually working pretty well, considering it is a super fun, so I must be doing something right, because it is supposed to be a romantic experience, and I am trying to create a romantic moment here. So it must be working. I mean, heck, if I'm going to if I'm going to work it out with the Moonlight Lounge and do this kind of stuff, then my gosh, if I'm doing that good, I must really be talented. So here it is. But it is a radio show, and it is meant to get people to talking and get back to what it's really about, is family and romance and caring about each other, and having dinner with your family. That's kind of what it's about. I mean, so one way of making excuses for ourselves, and that's really kind of what it was about. So my battery's going to die off here. And that's about it for me here. And that's the final post for the Third Watch update. I just want to let you guys know that I'm working on some things, and I made some changes. It's Off the Grid News. It's some of the things. It's called Off the Grid Posts, and just kind of, we're doing like arts and crafts, things like that. Things you can do that you don't have to go online for. Like things that actually require family interaction. So hopefully, things like doing things at home can actually get us offline. We don't have to concentrate on all this online news stuff and all that great stuff. I just really like to get back to home and get back to what we do. So thank you again for listening to my post, and stay tuned for more great cooking tips and more things that we're working on here. It's really we're gonna wind it down to this, the Moonlight Lounge, keeping the Moonlight Lounge and the Third Watch update, and the field reports, and doing that stuff in the future. It's just gonna take a break. Thank you for listening to my post, and have a blessed evening.